Alrighty, we have in front of us the Springfield Armory XDM 10, chambered in the excellent 10mm auto. This one here's got the 5.25 barrel, and it is the competition model, so we get the adjustable sights. This gun really excites me as a shooter, competitor, hunter, and outdoorsman. It has features that really just I like from the factory in a gun. Starting out, I mean, it's a long slide. Who doesn't like a long slide pistol? They're so much fun to shoot. They're just kind of a different shooting experience compared to a compact or just a normal kind of duty 5-inch gun. And they're just cool looking. Who doesn't like that? It also, what drew me to this gun were the factory adjustable sights with fiber front, and they are absolutely excellent. I love how they're blacked out in the rear, and we have a nice bright fiber. I don't know the size. It does come with replacements in yellow and green, so I've been fine with the red. I shoot a lot of red dots, so I kind of like just keeping it red. I don't have a problem with that with my eyes. The cartridge also excites me. I love 10mm auto. It's awesome. It's a butt stomping cartridge. It's a really interesting cartridge to reload for. You get a lot of bullet weight options, powder options. You can reload for different hunting loads, kind of just general woods loads, plinking competition. If you were going to compete with this, I don't know why you would. But it also excites me that I can get a lightweight woods gun that is durable and that packs a lot of rounds with a caliber such as 10mm. So that's really cool. And going back to the kind of the fun reloading project, 10mm is known for some really high velocities, has a lot of history there, and you can go look that up if you want to. But it has a fully supported chamber, this gun, so you can really tap into that 10mm potential. My primarily philosophy of use behind this gun is a woods gun. I like the fact that it's lightweight. This gun unloaded is 1 pound 13 ounces. That is not bad at all. I think that's really good. It also carries 15 rounds, which is pretty awesome. You really can't go wrong with 15 rounds of 10mm. And, to add to that, it is a lightweight gun when you compare it to the competition of a 357 revolver or a 45 ACP pistol for a woods gun. This 1911 weighs 2 pounds 6.5 ounces, and this Model 19 Smith & Wesson Carry Comp weighs 2 pounds 5 ounces. And I've carried all these in the woods. I go back to the 10mm, mostly for the weight, but it also has some other stuff that I like about for a woods gun philosophy of use. The finish is extremely moisture resistant and corrosion resistant. These guns, not so much. And I'll just leave it at that. But it's also, I can carry 15 rounds of 10mm auto. That's a huge difference versus 8 versus 6 of 357, 8 of 45 ACP. That's a huge difference, all in a lighter package. So it's like, yeah, some of these might be more powerful than the 10mm in certain loadings, but I can carry 16 rounds with one in the chamber, of course. So that's pretty cool. I like that. And I'm for my locale, 10mm is enough for the predators that we have in our area. We really only have bear, and that being black bear, in mountain lions. There are wolves, but I have never seen one, and they are in extremely few numbers here in Colorado, so I don't really see them as a threat. A little bit of a story time. This past year and this is what's driven me to get more of a woods gun. I was hiking with my son in a backpack. He's 2. Came across a black bear. Totally not a big deal. Run into a lot of them in the woods. But I had a 22 Magnum J frame in my pocket, and after that encounter, it was totally fine. We followed the normal bear procedures, make our presence known, backed away slowly. Not a big deal, not threatening. Um, but I kind of thought about after that, and it's like, I should have something a lot more than a 22J frame in my pocket, especially when I'm hiking with my children. So fast forward, deer hunting last September, uh, got a got a sight of what I thought was a deer, 40 yards away. Got a beat on him with my 44 Magnum. I was handgun hunting at the time. Turned out to be a mountain lion. So it's like, okay, let's again rethink this whole woods gun thing. Just for whether you're hunting in the woods, uh, camping, backpacking, or just hanging out. It's like you should probably have something to protect yourself or others. And there's also the two-legged variety of threats that are in our forests, in our national parks, unfortunately. So something to consider. Alrighty, moving on. This gun, I also bought it as a potential handgun hunting gun. I normally hunt with a 44 Special or a 44 Magnum for pistol, but the 10 millimeter does pique my interest. I would like to try to maybe shoot a hog or a javelina, maybe a deer even. I don't know that I'd go anything above a deer. So here in Colorado, we have a law for anything center fire. You have to have 550 foot-pounds of energy at 50 yards for it to be legal to hunt big game. And you could technically take anything from a deer, an elk, a bear, or a moose with that law. Not saying you should, not saying you shouldn't. But I could see myself taking a deer, definitely taking a hog, or another javelina with something like this. So that's really interesting. And I think, again, going back to the reloading part, it creates an interesting reloading challenge as to let's go develop an accurate load for hunting with a good performing bullet. I would probably choose hard cast in something like that, but you never know. All it is testing, pretty much. So I had this is the ammo I had this Winchester 175 grain silver tip, and this is one of the bullets. I dug it out of my berm at my range, and I absolutely realized that shooting a clay berm and flesh are two completely different things, but I was astonished with the expansion on that. I mean, that's over double. That's Gabby close to 3/4 of an inch. It's really impressive, and that was out of the Winchester white box or silver tip right there. But there's some really nasty hunting loads out there, especially if you look at Buffalo Boar's website. They have a load that is 180 grains at 1,350 feet per second, which equates to 728 foot-pounds of energy. You could easily hunt big game with this, with that kind of energy at archery ranges, I would say. Just going through my reloading book, just the Hornady, the Spear, the Nosler books, they all offer load data that is above that 550 foot-pounds mark. With shorter barrels, most of those were with Delta Elites. The data was taken with, so I think this is an absolute good hunting option as well, especially with the sights. You can get a good load worked up and adjust your sights to it, and really get some good data on the range with bullet drop and whatnot, and figure out how far can I shoot this, which kind of leads into accuracy. So this is what we got from accuracy. This is the factory test target, and this is at 10 meters. That's not bad, flyer, whatever. This is about what I got out to 15 meters, is right about an inch. But I like to push things past that. This is the Celeron Bellet at 25 yards, 180 grain load right here. And that's not super impressive, in my opinion. This is just a 5-shot group, 25 yards off the bags. And I expected more from a long frame gun with a wonderful sighting system. I really did. And I really did try with this gun. I had good trigger press, good breathing control. Here is another group with the S&B, little better, but still just not great. Ignore the deviation here. Not quite zeroed for this ammo. This was the best group I had by far. Would I hunt with this? I don't know. I don't know, to be honest with you. I would like to see better, and maybe with hand loads you could work them better. I just haven't tried yet. Here's the Winchester Super X. This box right here. Not great, and I mean that was 8 rounds, so I mean you'd think you'd start to see some sort of pattern there. And again, this is all off the rest. I shoot all my 25-yard stuff the same. And the last one here is a no fail drill, so this is more urgency of the gun. Essentially, you have a 25-yard target. From the holster, you have 3.5 seconds to engage the target, and this is what I got. This should have been 10 shots. I had 4 off the target, so this is more of a shot taken in duress. Definitely stress is higher, and that's kind of what I expected from this gun. It really just didn't group well at 25, and that was pretty disappointing. For reference, this is my competition gun, Glock 19. Look at that. This is 25 yards, shot in the exact same manner, under 2 inches. This is what I expect. Granted, yes, I am shooting with a red dot. Could the irons perform as well as a red dot? I don't think so when it comes to long range accuracy. I really don't. But it's like, man, I would have liked to see a lot better shooting out of the Springfield XDM 10mm. So little disappointed there for sure. Could that be remedied with some careful hand loading? Potentially. I do load a lot of 10mm, but I just do plinking stuff. I mostly load plated bullets at honestly 40 caliber velocities, just to plink. You know, that's really all I'm doing. When I go into the woods, I have something more like this, or I have a heavy cast bullet is what I carry. Alrighty, moving on to holsters. I wanted a Kydex holster outside the waistband for a woods gun, and I wanted it to be kind of flexible for different platforms I might be carrying on. So I opted for the Tech Lock, so I can easily adjust it for different belts, or especially backpack waistbands, the lower hip band, that is. So that was a good option. This holster is from a company called Storm Mountain Tactical. It's really been a good holster, and it was one of the only ones I could find for the XDM 10mm long slide. The fit and finish on it is really nice. It hasn't wore the gun in any weird places like I've seen from some kind of crummier holsters out there. But something I did learn was, so the XDM 10mm and 45 frames are the same. The 9mm and 40 caliber slides are the same, or frames are the same. So holster compatibility comes down to 10 and 45, 9 and 40 caliber. So if you're looking, I hope that helps, and I will leave a link in the description for this holster. Go check it out. Small business. Those are the ones I like to support. So to wrap it up, yes, I am a little disappointed in the accuracy, and I look forward to trying some hand loads and trying to see if we can get this gun to shoot any better. It's been 100% reliable. I've had zero problems with it. I've got about 500 rounds of 10 mil, which is quite a bit. It's more than a lot of other 10 millimeters owners will shoot. Not saying all of them don't shoot, but a lot of them don't. So we'll see if we can improve on that. Otherwise, I think it's a really great gun. I think it's a well-built gun. And if you're looking for something like a woods gun or a gun to hunt with in 10 millimeter, this might be your guy.